Shalom, little one. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and listen as we journey to the final words of Yaakov and the blessings he gave to his sons. Yaakov and his family had settled in Mitzrayim, in the land of Goshen. There they lived in peace, under the protection of Yosef. But Yaakov was now very old. His strength was fading, and he knew his time was near. So he called for Yosef and said, "If I have found favor in your eyes, swear to me that you will not bury me in Mitzrayim. Carry me back to the land of my fathers, and bury me with them." And Yosef swore to do as his father wished. Then word came to Yosef, "Your father is sick." So Yosef brought his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, to see him. Yaakov sat up in bed and said, "Yahweh appeared to me in Luz and blessed me. And now, your 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, are mine, as Reuven and Shimon are mine." Then Yaakov stretched out his hands. But instead of placing his right hand on the head of the older son, Manasseh, he placed it on the younger, Ephraim. Yosef tried to move his hands, saying, "Not so, my father, the firstborn is Manasseh." But Yaakov refused. "I know, my son, I know. Manasseh will be great, but his younger brother will be greater, and his descendants will become a multitude of nations." And so he blessed them, saying, "May Elohim make you as Ephraim and Manasseh." Then Yaakov called all his sons together. He gathered them around his bed, and one by one he spoke words over each of them. To Reuven, his firstborn, he said, "You are my might, my strength, but you will not have the first place, for you were reckless." To Shimon and Levi he said, "You are fierce in anger. May my soul not be joined with your wrath." To Yehudah he said, "Yehudah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. The scepter will not depart from Yehudah until the one comes to whom it belongs." To Zebulun he said, "You will dwell by the sea and be a haven for ships." To Issachar he said, "You are strong like a donkey bearing burdens, dwelling in the land of rest." To Dan he said, "Dan will be a judge among his people." To Gad he said, "A troop will overcome him, but he will overcome at last." To Asher he said, "Your bread will be rich, and you will yield royal delicacies." To Naphtali he said, "You are like a deer set free, speaking beautiful words." To Yosef he said, "Yosef is a fruitful vine. Though he was attacked, his arms remained strong, for Yahweh was with him." To Binyamin he said, "Binyamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours his prey. In the evening he divides the plunder." And so Yaakov blessed his sons, each according to their destiny. Then he said, "I am about to be gathered to my fathers. Bury me in the cave of Machpelah, where Abraham and Sarah, Yitzchak and Rivka, and Leah are buried." Then Yaakov breathed his last, and he was gathered to his people. Yosef fell upon his father and wept. Then, as he had promised, Yosef and his brothers carried Yaakov back to the lands of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of Machpelah. And so, the father of Yisrael was laid to rest. But his blessings lived on. Laila tov, little one. Sleep in his everlasting promises. Shalom.